Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Frying Pan Podcast. Bobby's eating crackers in my ear right now. You won't hear it, but I do. And let me tell you, nothing is.
Oh yeah, they'll hear it. They'll definitely hear
You
it.
don't have to say in this. This
Oh wait, you're
this
right.
this is the Frying Pan Podcast, number one podcast in North America. Don't fact check it, just take my word for it. And I am number one host, three-time Nobel Peace Prize winner, three Emmys, also two Oscars, and three NBA championship rings. It's me, Dan, and I'm here with, my good buddy.
That's a pretty wide range of accolades.
What can I say? I've lived a long life. And as for you, what have you? What do you do?
Um, kind of just exist at the moment.
Fair enough. Understandable.
It's a hot button issue for me
Yeah.
currently.
I feel that. That's Robert, by the way. But
Oh yeah, hi.
So, but it's funny because I was talking to my sister about like I hate how like I kind of preferred lockdown because now we're just kind of like this weird limbo state where like stuff's open but you're not too sure about it and like there's still shit but you don't know what's going on. And then like I said something along the lines of I feel as if I'm just waking up to like for the next day, and then I realized like how depressing that sounded, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Well, like it's kind of how it feels like, sometimes, because it just like you kind of feel guilty about doing anything, but at the same time, everyone else is still doing stuff, so you know that you not doing stuff isn't really helping because everyone's still doing stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's just a vicious cycle because there's still people that don't think the pandemic's real. There's people that think it's not as bad as it is. There's people that think it's improving, and there's people that think it's getting worse.
I would agree, but
It just
a
sucks.
pandemic aside, how you doing, Robert? You went away this weekend.
I did. It was good actually. It was nice. It was chill. We managed to do it with all pretty good social distancing for the little like Sweet 16 gathering that they had for my little cousin.
Very cute.
It was nice. I got very drunk at this event, let me tell you.
Good.
Um, it was well, okay. How it started off was my aunt was just like, "Go get yourself a drink," and I said, "Okay." That go getting my drink meant going to the open bar, by the way, and just getting a drink. So I got it, and I started, socializing, hello, doing my normal whatever. And then it's just like all of a sudden, I just had way more alcohol in me than I thought, like, I would have consumed. And then I was in an Uber, and then I was back in the hotel.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
I guess safe to say you don't remember too much from the Sweet 16.
Like there's like key parts. Like I know I was part of the ceremony thing that they had.
That's cute.
I know that. Yeah, it was very adorable. I got my own candle. It was very heartfelt. Can't lie. Kind of teared up hearing my little cousin talking about all the memories we had when we were younger.
Aw, very cute.
I know. I was a little in my bag.
Mhm.
And I brought Bree with us to go meet the family. So that was an interesting experience. That was very stressful for me and her, but it turned out pretty positive, Like I got a very like judgy Italian family, so like I guess my biggest worry was more just like they were just gonna outright just say that they didn't like her in front of her if that was the case,
Oh, that's fair, yeah.
But they ended up liking her, which was like super positive for me because like that was a literal worry for me. Because like if they didn't, it would have been known at that moment.
Fair enough, yeah. And I mean, is it like a family that like you like, or is it just kind of extended family? It's
Uh,
whatever.
Both.
Okay.
So like there's the main family that I really love, and I've spent summers with them staying in New York. And then it was like, their I guess, their family.
Mm.
I say like their family, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like extended family. So it was nice seeing some faces that I haven't seen for a while, but it was still like, you know,
yeah, yeah.
stressful.
I mean, yeah, as long as like the people you care about like her, then it's fine.
It was nice though, cause like last time I saw them as well was a few years ago when I was 70 pounds heavier. So every person I saw hit me with the, "Oh, you're looking so good." So like, if you know, if I actually like had some confidence, it would have been soaring.
Hmm. What if like, what if like your relatives just like, oh, we miss Fat Bobby. We want Fat Bobby back. Start eating.
I did get I got a lot of "Where'd you go?" You know,
Oh,
like
just
talking about like my
say,
size or like the now don't get any more skinny.
yeah.
And then I got a very heartfelt "You're staying straight though, right?" like like meaning I'm not losing weight because I'm on drugs or
Oh,
dying.
okay. I thought it was like, but I brought my girlfriend. Like, and even then, is that?
No, they were very keen on the idea of me being straight.
Yeah. That's
Actually, part of the reason why I was happy to bring Brie is because I was rather flamboyant with this family when I was younger. So, like, at least they know now that I can't actually get a girlfriend.
hey man, and if you couldn't, nothing wrong with that.
Hey, no, I know. It's just like, like, oh, is he gay? No, he's not. Well, kind of acts like it.
Sometimes swing both ways. It's whatever.
Yeah, hey, all I'm saying is I'm lefty, but I do things mostly righty. So
Understand. Well,
take
it
that
was
as you
National
will.
Coming Out Day, Robert. So
I thought that was it.
yeah, apparently, like
When
a
it
few days ago. I mean, it's like this bunch of like mini days that just like pop up, and I feel like I see them like 4 or 5 times a year, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah, honestly, I only know about them because I see people post about them on their
exactly.
stories.
I'm like, go off, and then like I feel like I see it again in like March or something, and I'm like, do we have two? Like
Yeah,
I don't
right.
care, like go off, but it's just
Be
like
happy.
National
You
Donut
got
Day is like
this.
5 times a year, and I'm like, why? Or maybe that's just Dunkin' Donuts thing. I don't know. It's just those like
Who
random air
knows?
quote holidays, or like how Monday was Columbus Day, and like for some reason schools are still like, all right, guys, take Columbus Day off. Now I know he's like kind of just like murder and rape people, but like he discovered something, right? Everyone's like, sure,
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Columbus, not a good guy. If it's your first time figuring out, hey, I'm sorry. The jig is up.
I I actually called it Indigenous Peoples Day the whole time this
Oh yeah,
year. Yeah,
look at you.
like I was pretty keen on the fuck Columbus,
Yeah.
mostly because like I got annoyed with it is around when it first started getting changed over to Indigenous Peoples Day, and there was still like the Confederate flag wearers. They're like, you can't change our country's
Yeah.
history, and I was like, he is a Spaniard. A Spaniard for one, okay,
Yeah.
and he didn't even live in America. He just pillaged it.
Literally.
Like he's not our founding father. He quote found the land, but that's about
It's
it.
like didn't do really good. Didn't do much good with it. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
Yeah, it's like it's not even like he was like, ah, these are the Americas. No.
it's so funny to think back in like elementary school when they teach you about Christopher Columbus because they give you like the Christopher Columbus sailed the blue in 1492, and you're like, damn, that shit bumps. And then they're like, he met all the people. It was a great time. Everybody just loved him there. And then like you grow up, and then teachers in like high school are like, yeah, no, that dude's fucked. Like he didn't do anything good.
Yeah, really, like exactly. Like they're like, yeah, Columbus. Like you said, Columbus. They teach you the nursery rhyme. Like, what are the names of his three ships?
Couldn't tell you.
And and then get into high school, and it's like he raped and murdered a lot, and slaves had a lot of them. Had a lot to do
No,
with that.
that's just American culture. You don't understand, Robbie. Sorry, that was my like, I hate races kind
Mm.
of thing. we don't gotta we trash Columbus enough. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Fuck.
Did you say we trash Columbus enough?
I mean, I feel like we can't enough, but like,
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like, have we previously trashed Columbus on this
yeah,
show?
we always. I mean, like once a week, we always we nobody like stays to the very end of the show, but like the last like 30 seconds of the show is just me, making fun of Christopher Columbus. And anybody with the name Christopher for that reason, actually, or in that same vein.
All right, word. Yeah, I guess fuck you, Christopher is out there.
I don't make the rules. Whatever higher being there is, you take it up with him. Speaking of a higher being,
yeah.
Well, actually,
yeah. Speaking of a higher, I was like, okay, where are we talking about? What exactly?
There's two things. When I saw a meme of it was like a floating brain with like tentacles, and it was like a deep fried meme, and it was like, "This is a great place to put a Dollar General," and it just, I don't know, it just made me think about like how awful like our generation's humor is apparently, where like, and another one our friend put in the other day where it was like city girls like this, and then it was like country girls, and it was just the word barn, and I laughed at it, and I was so mad at myself for laughing at it.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, I've thought about this as well, right? And I feel like we've talked about this off the podcast, where like the way humor has been advancing, it like literally would make not a single shred of sense to anybody from the past, right? But like, I feel like all humor is gonna be like that, or has to be like that.
Yeah, it's hold on, I'm going on Instagram.
In humor, there's also things that have like kind of always been funny, because like I'm pretty sure there's graffiti in Pompeii that was like someone saying someone else sucks dick or something like that, you know, and like they graffitied penises and whatnot. So like there's certain things that like obviously are still like comedic, but
yeah,
God, you're right. Some of the memes that we have are just heinous. Like, even 5 years ago, if you just showed me a picture that looked like TV static and a really fat fish and called it, and literally the only text on the meme was just wide fish,
I'd laugh. I laugh at that.
I literally, like, I saved that picture the other day.
I mean, it's not like it's not comedy, to be fair. Like, I wouldn't go to like a stand-up and they just like look me in the eye and they just said like a random word. I wouldn't like be slamming the table and be like, "That's Bill Burr did it again." But
no, it's just the stuff that randomly makes you laugh.
I sent you a picture and it's literally captioned "Off to gloop, the glurp go sploing," and it's just a fat cat. I thought it was fucking hilarious. It's not funny at all. And the person in the account that runs it is called Gay Luigi, and that's not even funny, but it's, I don't know. Comedy's subjective, I guess, but I can't tell if it's going downhill or if we're peaking, you know?
I mean, I feel like the internet kind of just made memes like blow way out of proportion, right?
Yeah.
Because before, like jokes as a source of comedy and like comic strips as a source of comedy, they're far and few in between, because the methods of delivery was like actually physically showing someone and or verbally delivering the joke. But now there's like, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of memes that you can scroll by in just an hour period. I'm sure like oh, gotta get my meme notice just translated into that somehow.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
Because, like, how advanced can you really get with those kind of memes, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you're definitely right. It's just, like, it's just stupid humor. But it's entertaining at the least, and nothing wrong with that, you know? But...
Well, is there anything wrong with that?
No, I don't think... I mean, like, as long as it's not jokes, like, that are harmful to people, then it's kind of whatever. But just, I'm talking about just, like, the straight, like, they don't make sense, but that's the funny part about it, I guess.
Well, okay, so, like, okay, you open this can of worms,
fine,
all right?
fine.
Because it's actually something I've thought about a lot,
It's
right?
fine.
So, when thinking of it from like a history perspective,
Right.
right? What? How would historians really even describe this area of comedy in our generation? Because like when sociologists go back and they look through their they like look through their like the like society's culture and whatnot, like obviously this is gonna be a massive part of ours. Like memes is gonna be something the historians are like, and this is what that generation grew up creating as like their source of entertainment and comedy, We talked about it with other generations when it came to like drawing cartoons and comics and paintings and stuff. Memes is gonna be
Yeah, now
ours.
that you mention it, that's very. I don't know how I feel about that.
Right? Like, it feels weird to be like, to think that our generation's just gonna be remembered as, like, that. Or, well, it's not just gonna be remembered as that, but you know what I mean? Like, historians are literally, like, there's gonna be chapters in textbooks about memes.
Mm,
Like, just because of how, like, blown up they've been for our
just
generation.
like, all right, imagine your grandkid goes to school and they have to do a report on memes or some shit, and they come to you, right? Because it was your generation, and they bring their school assigned book and they open to page whatever, and it's literally like that fish that you were talking about that you saved. Like, how do you feel?
Like, that's what like, I don't know how I would react, because would that still be funny to me when I'm 45? Like, is that my sense of humor for what I'm, because, like, we're between the ages of 21 and
Mhm.
22, will our sense of humor hasn't changed that much, in the last few years, and I doubt it'll change that much over the next few years. So, like, I'm comfortable saying, like, I'm probably around, like, the spot where this is the stuff I'll find funny for the rest of my life. This isn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
So, like, I'm thinking, like, will we even be able to grow out of memes? Because, like, what do we replace that, like, a mild dopamine high with of, like, seeing something dumb and chuckling? So are we gonna be still 40 scrolling through memes, and I'm gonna see one that's just a fucking purple tractor and call it Thanos tractor, and I'm still gonna laugh?
Uh, Probably not, because I mean, like, I like that we're just talking about memes, but the fact, like, it's constantly like it's a growing thing, you know. Like they started out with like the I don't know, like the shitty iFunny pictures, and like you think that's funny, and it's just gonna like keep transcending, and I feel like it's good.
Alright, so where does it go from the deep fried memes with just singular word texts
We
on
gotta
there?
find out.
Like, how do we get on the up and up of this? Because, like, I'm sure you couldn't have thought they went from, like, the Why You Mad comics to, like, this. But, like, to be fair, though, like, the Rage comics have kind of been coming back, if you think about it.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Like, with the like, the Chad versus Virgin Chad memes and all that stuff. Like that stuff is actually kind of coming back. So the point that I was making with this can of worms is in the future, like we're like this is actually gonna be seen as part of our culture. These obscenely dumb memes, and if I'm helping little young me with homework in the future, and we flip through the textbook, and I see like a keep calm and carry on meme or something like that,
Hmm.
I'm tearing that page right out of the book.
So you can frame it on the wall.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes,
Just had it.
definitely.
Yeah, no. Totally understand. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's it feels like such like a stupid thing to talk about though. I don't know.
But it's such a massive part of
Yeah, I
culture.
know.
It's like I was in a department store looking for a gift for my little cousin's sweet 16 because procrastinating may or may not have waited to the last minute to go look for one. By the way, ended up just putting cash in a card because what?
All right.
I can't. Huh?
Sidebar to that. Honestly, I prefer when people just put cash in the card.
See, I do as well, but like as someone like when I give gifts, I just hate like the low effort
Oh
gifts.
no, that's fair.
But like obviously for a 16-year-old kid, they're not complaining about getting
Yeah.
money,
And it's mostly just like if I don't know what they want, I don't want to get them something that they might not use or want, unless it's like a gag gift, then it just doesn't matter. But anyways,
Well, see, like for me on that, like I would just rather not get them anything then. Like if nothing from their personality and my personality connected enough to where I couldn't at least think of something to give them, then clearly I'm just not in a position to want to even give them a gift anyways, because it's just obligated beyond belief at that
no, I
point.
mean, I guess it's just birthdays though, or like
Yeah, I've just
celebrations.
never really been like an obligated gift giver. I mean, I always had like I always give them just because I tend to put myself in situations where I at least can think of something to
Yeah,
give.
no, I feel you.
Anyways,
Department store,
where
getting
was I
her a
going?
gift, memes.
Oh, so like there was just like like a t-shirt section, like the where they have like the big t-shirt wall that shows all the designs. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
And like they're like cubbies that you like sift through to look for the
Mhm.
one. So like it had a shit ton of t-shirts. I'm telling you, 70% of them was just like offbeat, old, or just like things that you would like roll your eyes thinking that like corporate thinks that young people like.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: we're gonna be doing that soon enough, because you're saying like the memes are gonna be like they're gonna be changing. Well, we're probably gonna get outside the curb at some point, and then when we start our apparel business, we're gonna be over here still putting on fleek on t-shirts, and they're on to the new
I mean,
thing.
I'll put a giant purple fit. I'll put Thanos tractor on a fucking t-shirt and sell it.
I mean, I'm telling you, if I had the ability to like travel back in time 3 years, I would make an online apparel store and I would just make the most dumb clothes of all
Oh, for
time
sure.
because I know for a fact they would
I mean, you
sell.
could even do that now, to be honest with you. Like,
I mean,
I mean,
yeah, but
that's a lot of
like,
streetwear brands. Is literally just think of just like two edgy words, put them together, and then just put like a giant eagle flying across, and then put like live valiantly, and then people eat that shit up just for no reason.
I, I mean, I love all the clothes brands that just throw Asian characters on it and some roses and or some like anime
Yep.
eyes.
Just yeah, they throw the Japanese text on the sleeve, put some roses on the front, and then like $80, and everyone's like, easy, sure.
Oh, so the clothing is so cool. Oh my god.
It's not.
See, my favorite that I saw actually was just like the Supreme
Mm-hmm.
logo, but instead of saying Supreme, it was just some anime eyes in
Oh,
it.
give me that.
That T-shirt was like $52.
Yes, sir. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. But no, so like the meme, like seeing like the wall of memes and shit, like where,
Hey, man.
like memes as a part of culture, right? Like we've grown up with them. How do we grow out of them? And I'm not saying we have to or anything. I'm not trying to make the case that like they're juvenile and we're, you know, this and that, this and that. Like I'm not trying to make that case for anything. It's just more like I don't
It
know.
could just be an age bracket thing too. Like we'll definitely grow out of it, and it's just something that won't affect us probably in a few years.
You
I,
think?
I'd imagine, because I mean, it's just like I guess like a cheap thrill in air quotes. I guess it's not like this isn't like the whole source of our entertainment, or like we don't think like this is peak comedy. It's just like
I mean, that's
it's just
true, but
entertainment. It's just
like
like a variation of entertainment.
I don't know. I guess like where this started from for me is like, do you remember in like U.S. history where they went to like they showed you like all the comics from the popular writers from like the
Oh
propaganda around war times and
yeah, yeah,
stuff? Like, do you think there's gonna be memes in the history books that are just like pertaining to or like our election
yeah, for
situation
sure.
stuff?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it,
Man,
and like the corona and everything.
uh, actually, I saw an interesting post. This is actually relevant to memes. I know we're trying to move away from it, but could I saw something like so we are currently living in a massive historical event. That's in like I know people kind of want to minimalize the pandemic, but that's really what this is. Like Like, this is our Black Plague. This is our
Yeah,
bubonic
like
plague. This is the thing that they're going to talk about 100 years from now, and they're going to say and see, like, the world survived. If we do
yeah, we'll see.
that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it. It's just like I forgot where I was going. There was a grand point with memes
Oh,
related. Never mind.
oh,
Circling.
I'm
No, no,
sorry.
we're good.
If you think of it, just interrupt at any time.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
Moving
fine.
on. Moving
Well,
on.
speaking of entertainment, there was a UFC fight over the weekend, and probably the nuttiest
Dude.
knockout I've ever seen happened, and I really just want to talk about it.
All right, you sent me this clip, and I was actually kind of freaking out about it. I was like, "There's no fucking way that this
But
happened."
yeah, because it happened on I think Saturday night, and I had the clip just like on my feed, and I was like, "Oh hey guys, check this out!" And everyone was like, "Oh shit!" But
Yeah.
it was
You know what's funny?
what?
Actually, though, like that tweet has been taken
Yeah,
down.
I know. I mean, he destroyed the guy.
Yeah. So, do you want to describe what happened actually,
All
real
right,
quick?
so it was a fight between the dude's name. Well, it's like Joaquin Buckley and Impa Kaza Kazangane. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was like what happened was they're like squaring each other up. They're in front of each other, and Buckley tried to go for like a reverse kick, and then he grabbed the leg, and Impa was holding the leg, and as he was holding the leg, he like shifted his weight and like threw all of it into his other leg, and like heel kicked him in the face and just knocked him out in like 20 seconds. Uh, There'll be like I'll put a clip in the description, like, or you can just Google it because you can probably find it on YouTube or anything. But it was fucking insane to look at. Like it was so ridiculous.
Well, cause just the way. Okay, so like with the spit on the heel to just kick him in the face. If wait, who knocked who out? Buckley got knocked out, right?
Yeah. No, Buckley
Okay,
won.
so if
Buckley
Buckley like
delivered the kick.
okay, if God, how
I'm
do you
just
say
calling
that
him
guy's
Impa.
name? Kasanganang or
Yeah.
whatever. If he held the heel on it, he totally would have made him break his own
Yeah, for
ankle
sure.
as well. So like it was just a fucking insane kick. I'm still watching this clip
Oh,
like
I know,
over
it's
and over.
insane.
By the
Well,
way,
it's like you think of like what could have went wrong. Like, yeah, he could have snapped his ankle, or if he misses that kick, he's on the ground and he's just gonna get the shit rocked out of him. Like he's gonna get
mm.
destroyed. But like the kick was so out of nowhere and like so how do I want to word it? Like it was so unique. It was such a unique. Yeah, let me rewatch this real quick. It was
It was like it literally looks like straight out of like a movie fight scene.
yeah, it's like a Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat esque move. It was honestly nuts.
And like the way he swung his hips down so far so he could get all that power to that
I
kick.
know, dude. I like. I keep watching. I'm just so impressed. Like it makes me.
It's
It's so fucking
insane.
cool. And like I'm not
Like the athleticism for that is immaculate.
exactly. Like I'm not even like I love UFC, but I don't keep up with it like religiously, you know. But like I don't know. Every time I see shit like that, it gets me fucking going. Like
Oh, it's so
oh,
cool.
I forget who it was, but do you remember the clip of it was like the match starts and the dude just runs in with a flying knee and knocks him out in like 3 seconds? That's the
Yes.
other one that comes to mind that's like, oh my fucking god, like it's so insane. I don't know,
Yeah.
I was so impressed by that shit. Cause yeah, it was like the athleticism, the balance you need for that shit, all of it is just so it's so impressive.
I mean, he's practiced moves like that, right?
Yeah.
But I never landed that in a fight before.
Yeah, well, it's like when are you gonna have the opportunity to? That's just like one of those things where it's like, oh, I've tried it. Let's see if all right, let's go for it. And just absolutely just bonked him. Straight bonked him. Just not fair.
Fucking it was an insane kick actually.
Facts. So shout out Buckley. Good on you, dog. Um, Staying on sports, I guess Lakers won their NBA Finals, but honestly, like, who cares? Who cares? It's is what it is. They're playing in a bubble. They're having fun. It's I don't know.
I mean, okay, so I mean, it was there were still pretty good games, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of disappointing because like the game before that, it was like the storyline was Jimmy Butler played like I think he didn't play 40 seconds of the whole game. So he was out there the whole time and like at the end he's exhausted, he's giving it his all. And then everyone's like, "Oh, the Heat might have the momentum going into game 6." And then they kind of just got bodied. And it was just like, the
Yeah, yeah.
storyline's kind of dead, but um
I mean, they were still pretty solid, you
yeah, no,
know.
it was a good
Um,
series.
I mean, one thing about the NBA though, now that their season's over, you can really give them credit considering the fact, like, didn't the NBA have no positive coronavirus
Yeah, no,
cases?
their bubble idea, they did a really good job with it, to be fair.
Yeah, like we if you remember, we were actually shit talking them resuming the NBA during all this.
Yeah, because we were both very skeptical on how it would work, because like,
Well, because we thought they wouldn't be able to hold them to it, but they
yeah,
did.
no, they did a really good job at it.
Yeah, like it was actually impressive. Like credit where credit's due, they did a good job
Yeah,
on
and
that.
then MLB playoffs is going right now, and it's very weird because it's all in California, so it's like teams are playing like in just like it'll be like the Yankees and the Rays are playing in like the Dodger Stadium, and it just does it's so weird to look at. And then some
Really?
places have fans, but they're not like fans of either team. They're just there because like, oh, let's go watch a baseball game. It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then football is like they're playing with no fans, but apparently the governor of Florida just okayed the Dolphins to hold like allow everyone into their 65,000 seating stadium.
Oh, that's
Yeah, like
great.
that one sounds like a great idea. But I don't know. It's very interesting to see like sports resuming.
Yeah, totally. Woohoo. Well, speaking of MLB, actually, real quick, who's actually in the playoffs? I know. Did the Yankees get knocked
Yeah,
out
yeah.
yet?
It's
The Rays beat Yankees,
Rays beat
right?
Yankees. It's Rays Astros in the ALCS, and it's Dodgers Braves in the NLCS. And Braves are up 2-0, and Rays are up 2-0.
Okay,
But like,
interesting.
I mean, I only mention all this because I have a question of like, what do you think it feels like
Mhm.
to like, I guess like work super hard to get to the NBA or get to MLB, and like you get to the finals, and it's just like you don't have the atmosphere of the fans. Like, do you think they still think it's like the World Series or shit like that, or do you think it takes away from it?
I mean, it definitely takes away from the experience,
Yeah,
right? Like, there's not. I'm sure the pressure's different for one. You know, when you don't have like literally a stadium full of people bearing their eyes down on you,
yeah,
right? But I'm sure they're also painfully aware about how many people are watching on TV on that aspect. But like, we talked about it before. They like filled the stadium with like authentic or like fake noise, right?
yeah.
To like make it not as quiet, shit like
Hmm.
that. So like, I'm sure that helps, but it definitely has got to feel like a weird season for them. Like I think when we were talking about them resuming seasons for other sports a few months ago during the podcast, we were saying like I'm sure a lot of people are like seeing it almost like a practice season because like how different their games have to feel compared to live games, you
Yeah,
know?
well, because I think LeBron, who won the finals, was a big opponent of wanting to resume without fans because he's like it just kind of takes away from what you work for. And
Mm.
like I can understand,
I mean, I could definitely
yeah,
see
like I could
that.
definitely see obviously me not being good enough at any of these sports to be professional, but like be imagine like you're a professional baseball player and you hit like a walk-off home run and you're hearing like the crowd, but like you look around and there's no one there and it's you can't even
Well,
do like the mob at home plate. I don't think.
You still made $200 million that year,
Well,
so
not everyone, Bobby. Some of them are only making, 4 million a year. Have a little respect.
okay. All right, my bad,
I
you're
mean,
right.
yeah, that's a whole other can of worms, but we don't gotta. We already opened one.
No, you're right though. It definitely has to like mess with the players and their like kind of drive to
Hmm.
go. But I still am in the camp of like, what if they play like, what if I was thinking like for basketball specifically? I don't know about
Hmm.
baseball or even football, but like, what if they all played a lot better than they usually do because they're not as just
Well,
stressed out with the
that's something
fans?
that actually happens. Is like a lot of teams that aren't as good start playing better because they don't have to deal with that pressure. Like some people just like have a very hard time.
I mean, I would understand that. Imagine being, I don't know any like type of standings, but give me a basketball team that didn't do good this year at all.
Um, Charlotte Hornets.
All right, so imagine you're the Hornets and you're going up against the fucking Lakers in like a massive stadium full of people, and you know that everyone there is probably more Lakers fan than Hornets
Yeah.
fan.
Well, actually,
Like I'm sure that's got to be a lot harder on the mental than now knowing, and now you're still versing the Lakers, but at least it's not the Lakers in their fucking
yeah,
army,
in the
you
Staples
know?
Center. I mean, a good example actually is the Suns were a team that were like out of the playoff race, like they were just out of the eighth seed, but like they go into the bubble and they won every game. They were like 9-0, but like they just missed out on playoffs just because their record beforehand was kind of cheeks, very
Mm.
cheeks. So like that was just like a team of like when they don't have that pressure, I guess they can perform, or is it just a fluke? Like I guess you won't know until like fans go back, but it's very very
I mean,
interesting to me.
I mean, you could also make the case that like maybe the athletes, like some of their heads are having trouble getting into it because of all the other stuff out in the
Oh yeah,
world.
for sure.
Like I'm sure there is a decent portion of athletes that like even though they were still able to play their sport and do what they do, like they still kind of almost felt weird doing that given the state of the world at the moment, you
Yeah, well,
know?
I mean, you think like when the NBA was coming back was also when like the George Floyd incident and like the Black Lives Matter movement like really picked up in terms of I guess social media, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
for a lot of those athletes it affected them really hard. Like I think some people just didn't play because of it because they didn't feel it was right.
Mm.
But I don't know, just a lot of I don't know, very interesting. It's something I never experienced due to my, you know, not being 6'3", 200 pounds of pure muscle and athletically gifted, but I'm good at other things like um hey Bob, you got any topics by the way? Like I just
You're pretty good. You look pretty good in
thank
headbands.
you. Thank you so much. Well, that's my peak, guys. I look good in headbands, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that.
All right. Moving on. Actually, real quick, say buckets for me.
Buckets. Did you shoot something or
I
what'd you
did.
shoot?
It was it was a cap to something that was just under my chair, so whenever I went to go move back, it would just stop me from
Oh.
moving. Yeah, I was like confused for like the last 10 minutes. I've just been trying to adjust while talking because I was just big confused.
Yeah, I heard like like subtle squeaking, and I'm like, he's getting down over there.
I was just like, why am I not moving anywhere?
Understandable.
Anyways, so circling off of something sports related, I actually want to talk about Billie Eilish a little bit.
Always around.
So Billie Eilish had shared something on Instagram today. I don't know if you saw. It was like kind of like a little TikTok thing on like body positivity and whatnot.
Hmm.
But this came from some dickhead paparazzi, like kind of like. So Billie Eilish just turned 18, right? She's still a child.
Hmm.
Well, not still a child, but like you know what I mean. Like she's obviously got like a bigger chest and everything, and she's attractive. The point is, now that she's legal, people did not wait at all to sexualize her.
Yeah.
And some like dickhead on social media went out and wrote, "In 10 months, Billie Eilish has developed a mid-30s wine mom body."
Yeah, I saw that
And
shit, and
like,
it's like, get a life, dude.
Yeah, like imagine body shaming an 18-year-old
I mean,
like
even in
during a
yeah, during a pandemic, especially that, but like even in general, just body shaming anybody, like I don't know, even people that are like air quotes perfect body, like six pack and all that shit, is like there's no need, like there's no point.
I mean, exactly. Like she's a 5-time Grammy Award winner,
Yeah,
right? Like
like I don't really think you got shit to
eh,
say on her.
yeah, like it's just like what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't.
Like like we talked about how she always wore baggy clothes and stuff because she already felt uncomfortable anyways with like her body and
Yeah,
whatnot. It's,
yeah. No, that shit always bothered me, and it's like people always like when it comes from a celebrity of like, hey, stop body shaming. Like people will be like, well, have thicker skin. You're in the spotlight for a reason. It's like that doesn't justify anything. Like I see
mm,
that one a lot. I don't know that shit just frustrates me. Like,
I don't know. Exactly, it's just frustrating. She had a short film come out earlier this year called "Now My
mm-hmm,
Responsibility," and she talked about like body shaming and trolls on there.
mm-hmm.
Like, and she said like, do you know me? Would you like me to be smaller, weaker, softer, taller? Like basically like she like it seems like she's internalizing this stuff. Like it's a big deal to her,
Yeah,
and it was just it just sucks to think that like, well, this is the kind of flack that you have to get when you're just an 18-year-old music artist.
yeah. Leave. I mean, like for someone like her that like blew up in a big way, like it became really, really popular in kind of a short amount of time.
Mm.
I don't know. It's just not fair.
No, it sucks. I feel bad for
Yeah.
her.
I don't know. It just do be being annoying to me. I mean, like, there's definitely like, I don't know. I don't want to like say like body shaming is okay because obviously it's not. But like in terms of like, there's definitely like a healthy weight and a non-healthy weight. But like having fat on you is
Oh,
fine.
of course.
Like having like somewhat of a gut is fine. Like just because you see people like face tune to shit on Instagram doesn't mean you got to be like them.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know. I just kind of got annoyed that some rando was just like, I got annoyed at the 30-year-old wine mom comment. Like, what the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, and it's like even like what's wrong with that? Like who fucking cares? Like I don't know, people always like talk shit about something that like has nothing to do with them, and it's just like grow up, get over it, worry about your life.
Mm, exactly.
I don't know, but I mean, I guess that's just the nature of the internet, sadly.
Mm, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like, I just feel bad for Billie Eilish specifically because like the internet wasted no time when it came to like abusing the fact that she turned of legal age to scrutinize her in all those
Oh
disgusting
yeah, no, shit
ways.
is just whack.
Yeah.
Like there's like on her birthday like memes of it, and it's like you're just kind of being a pedophile. Like it's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, remind me to tell you after a show. Like I scrolled too far down the Reddit front page and I found a hysterically gross subreddit
Okay, I guess I'll ask
per,
about it.
per yeah pertaining to this show, or I mean this topic
Yeah.
specifically.
Um. Well, speaking of pedophiles, no, no. um,
Yes. Oh, okay. I was scrolling through our topics at like lightning speed
who's the
because I was like,
who's the pedophile?
whom?
But not actually a pedophile, but it's because the Netflix CEO came out after all the flack that cuties got. You know, the one we talked about. He
Hmm.
defended it and say that is misunderstood in the U.S. And to be fair, I'm sure it can seem that way. Like we don't know how cultures are like in like European countries. I don't know if this is something normal to some people, but
Mm.
like this is not a normal thing in the US. Granted, I'll be honest, I haven't watched this movie. Like I said before, I will not watch this movie. But I've seen clips of this movie on Twitter, and I imagine like they could be taken out of context or like it's not actually like what happens in the film or whatever, but like I could not watch the full clips because I felt like disgusting watching them. Like it
Well,
I don't know.
Okay,
Like,
okay. I'm trying to think about this. So, like, they're basically saying, like, ah, you're the gross ones because you're thinking of it in a sexual way in the first
see,
place. Like, they're trying to do that type
see,
of thing.
I don't even think it's that. I just think it's like, I don't think it's like, oh, it's your fault you view it this way. I just think it's like, oh, you guys just don't understand it from our point of view. And like, the director tried to like break it down for people and like this quoted and saying like the film speaks for itself. It's a very personal coming of age film and the director's story. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like I'm just feel like I'm having a hard time seeing if I am like being dense and I'm only viewing it as like, oh, they're kind of sexualizing kids, or if like there's actually a bigger meaning to it that I'm missing and like everyone's missing. You know what I mean?
I mean, here's the thing. It's not like it can't be fucking both.
True. That's actually very fair.
Like it, like they're like they could deliver that message by sexualizing the kids. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I don't know how they're trying to make the case that a kid, like an 11-year-old in a twerking group, isn't sexualizing a kid. Like twerking innately is sexual. It's not like it was a ballroom dance group. It's not even like it was a hip hop dance group.
Yeah. Like if they were out there
You
crunking,
know, like
wouldn't give a shit.
it could easily have been like a breakdancing group. Like I know that's a little behind the times and that aspect, but like
Yeah. It's like it's hard.
you know what I mean? Like it didn't have to be a
It's
twerking
like
crew.
twerking has always been like a sexualized act. Like it's just kind of how it is.
It Cause it
Yeah.
is. It's literally like twerking is the movement that you do on it.
You're
You
throwing it
know,
back.
like yeah, like it's literally a sexualized move. It is the sexual
And me being
move.
the young adult, I don't want to see fucking toddlers throwing it back. That's weird. I'm not a
It,
pedophile.
exactly. And like the CEO saying like you're just kind of like you're missing the meaning, you're looking too much at. Well, that's just because that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's like,
Like
uh,
no one's gonna okay it's gonna sound really fuck to say, but it's like if you're say if you're like hysterically attractive, like 11 out of 10 beautiful guy or girl, and you're just in like a swimsuit, but you're still like I don't know at a conference delivering a speech on something that you know a lot about, at the end of the day, even if what you're saying is like really smart and intuitive, it takes a lot of effort to look past what your eyes are noticing.
yeah. I mean, it's like the thing of like people saying like they don't care what you look like. That's like to 9 out of 10 people, that's kind of just a lie. Like
Exactly.
physical
Like,
attraction isn't something you can really deny. Like I'm sure, like there's definitely people that can, like for people that are, I don't know, whatever their sexuality may be or like whatever their orientation may be, they might like not care what people look like. They just care what they act like, and that's fine. But for a lot of people, it is very hard to. If someone looks butt ugly but they're very nice, you'll never know because you don't approach them because you don't find them attractive. Is kind of like what it is. It
yeah. So, like, on the subject then of like, you know, is it just like Western culture like misconstruing this? Like, no, it's because Western culture knows that this free spirited dance crew would be a very sexual thing in America.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's like to like tie it back to the beginning is like I'm fine. I still find it hard to understand if like this is I don't know if normal, but if like this is more of an acceptable thing in like European countries, you know? Because like I guess this did well at Sundance, but I don't. That doesn't really justify shit to me after seeing like clips of this film.
Yeah.
Because like the director tried to I don't know. Like she tried to defend it, and she was like, "I received numerous attacks on my character from people who had not seen the film, who I thought I was actually making a film that was apologetic about hypersexualizing children." And then she said, "I want people to understand that we're actually on the same side of this battle after watching the movie." But I don't like it's. I guess like the only way I could really form like a fair and valid opinion is if I watch the movie, but I do not feel comfortable watching this movie, and I don't think
Well,
anyone
that's kind of
does.
like the thing.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of a scenario where like as a 21-year-old male where I can just like watch this film and not like feel awkward, like whether it's with my mom, my grandma, my girlfriend, or nine of my friends, or in a church, it's still gonna feel
Yeah,
weird.
and like you could make the claim like obviously this film is not directed towards us, But then if it's directed towards
But
kids, it's just
hey, we're still part of the people that think it's gross, though, right? Because they're like, why is everyone thinking our movie's gross? This is
yeah,
why.
no, for sure. I don't know. It's just so
Like,
fucking weird. I just have like a hard time like accepting that people can defend this.
I have a hard time accepting that like people like don't think it's just like blatant pedo bait
Exactly.
in the first place.
I don't know. It's like you can make the claim it's free spirited, and that's fine. Like, I just
Okay,
personally have a hard
yeah,
time
cool.
accepting that. Like,
Well,
if you're a kid and you saw this and you're like, I should be able to be who I want to be, and like you do whatever you want as long as you're not like say a serial killer or whatever. Like, that's your life, and that's fine. If it connects to you,
that message could be delivered in every
I
way.
agree. That's
Besides
what
that,
yeah, that's why it's, I don't know. It's just, I guess not for us. I guess is the way I
well, of
describe
course it's
it.
not for us. But I wouldn't show this to my niece either.
No. I don't know. I don't get it. But I don't know how you can defend this shit. Like the CEO of Netflix will like die on this hill, and then they had to apologize for the poster they came out with it because like that shit was gross. I don't
Yeah,
know, man. Stop making
not the
yeah,
biggest fan. I
don't
have
make
to
pedo
say.
bait movies. It's kind of simple. But
Mm.
one thing I wanted to talk about is I was scrolling through Twitter last night and I saw a trend that was America's falling out of love with iceberg lettuce, and I just really want to know what the fuck that means.
Yo, okay. Is this like a real thing or is this a joke for
No,
some
no, no.
reason? Because I actually saw something about iceberg lettuce last night as
No,
well,
that
or this
I'm pretty
morning.
sure this is a thing. Like I didn't read too much into it because like I didn't really want to dive into it, but my whole thing was just like who really loved iceberg lettuce to begin with? You know? I don't think I have ever met a person that was just like, "Oh, what do you want? A head of iceberg lettuce, nothing else." Like you can't. I don't know.
I mean, you're not wrong,
Yeah.
right? I mean, do you want to hear how it's described?
Oh, did you find it? Yeah, sure.
Iceberg lettuce is the crunchy, pale vegetable you often find added to your fast food burger or dinner salad when you eat out. It has a neutral taste and a refreshing crunch, making it a favorite among children who won't eat other kinds of lettuce.
Lettuce.
So it's a textural thing,
Lettuce is
okay?
just crunchy water.
Yeah.
Lettuce and celery.
It actually has, I think, zero. It looks like it has 0%. It's got a little bit of carbs and a little bit of potassium in
Hmm.
it, and that is about it.
Understandable. But yeah, it's like the only thing you use iceberg lettuce for is a salad or like putting it on a burger.
Yeah, so okay, so America has lost its taste for iceberg lettuce. The headline to this article is, or the subheadline goes, "The decline of escarole, the risk of kale, and other statistical evidence of how the country is changing."
I mean, yeah, like maybe it's just an agricultural thing, where it's like, there's no
Mm.
need for lettuce anymore. We gotta get rid of it. I don't fucking know. But
Oh, okay. So, like, I guess statistically speaking, this year is like when actual lettuce has become more popular than just head lettuce, like romaine lettuce and
oh,
whatnot.
okay.
So that makes sense. But, like, man, just hearing the case of, is lettuce dying out in
Yeah,
America?
it's just like, so? Who fucking cares?
I mean, at the same time, though, we always kind of complain about, all we hear in the news is about death and depression. And then when we get is America falling out of love with its lettuce?
Get it the
Like,
fuck out of
is
here.
this
Get
shit?
it out of here.
What the fuck kind of news is this? Fucking shit
All I want to know
news.
is who's dead and who's running for president.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I
if
guess you're right, though. It's really just like, oh, guys, you've only been talking about the pandemic for the past few weeks. And it's like, well, it's the only thing going on. And it's like, well, what about lettuce dying in America? I,
I mean, but guys talking about shreddis
oh
though.
my God, fuck that guy. I honestly, I hope his business wasn't affected by the pandemic, but like, if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, there's a dude, I think it was a Tasty video, right?
I think so.
Where he owns a sandwich shop in New Orleans, but he talks like a surfer. So instead of calling it shredded lettuce, he just called it shreddis. And I think he had like four other things that he shortened. And I just wanted to just cry every time I heard it.
Hmm.
Well, that's an overstatement, but you know,
Well, accurate
yeah,
though.
shreddis doesn't do it for me. I wonder how he's feeling about it.
Actually, well, I mean, he loved the term shreddus.
Yeah, so he's probably got a stockpile in the basement or something. Or maybe he's the reason America's falling out of love with it. Because he has it all and nobody else can get any. Thoughts?
No.
Okay. Maybe I'm reaching.
Um, Circling on to something else though, real quick, that I thought was hilarious,
Mhm.
right? So like, the GOP is like kind of just putting fake ballot boxes around in California, right?
Oh?
And like, I don't know if you've been seeing on Twitter people like, what the hell? How is this not allowed? Like, who do we yell at? Like, the thing is, everyone complaining like someone needs to get in trouble for this. Like, literally, it's because no one knows. They're just showing up. It seems like.
Oh, that reminds me. In Virginia, did you see that shit of like there was an accident to where on the last day of voting people couldn't register, or it was either they couldn't register or they couldn't actually vote. And it was, yeah, it
Really?
was like some, I don't know if it was a sabotage or what, but they said it was an accident and like all like internet or some shit went out in Virginia that people couldn't vote. And it's like that's just gonna get swept under the rug, like that shouldn't be a big deal. I don't know.
Yeah. Peaceful turn of power, Dan. Peaceful turn of
Yeah, well, yeah,
power.
he said it's gonna be peaceful, and he said I respect my opponent, and whatever happens, happens. It's been a good 4 years, and I've done great. Hee hee
Ahaha.
hee. Also, there's a
Totally.
video of him at a rally, and they were playing. I think it was YMCA, and he was dancing, but it was someone commented, was like, "Why is he dancing like SpongeBob?" Because he was just like doing like the finger points everywhere. It's like, shit, he's right.
That's funny
Yeah,
actually.
honestly, I can't. No matter, like, obviously, I would like the lesser of two evils come November, but I just want all of this to be done. I'm so tired of reading about it. I voted. I hope my vote matters. Yada yada.
Um,
Actually,
you voted?
yeah, mailed in.
Oh, okay. I was like, did I miss the election?
Bobby, it's 2022. Where you been?
Asleep apparently. Like
Yeah,
what?
honestly, put our friends on blast. I remember we were talking about election like a few days ago, and I was tilted by that.
Uh, well, I mean, to be fair, voting in Connecticut doesn't matter as much,
I guess.
but like I don't know. It's kind of because of our parties or our electoral college system. Like, eh, there's logistical cases that there kind of isn't a point to vote in the prime or the primary.
Yeah, just
Kind
that we
of.
lead so heavy one way, or
Exactly. Like we're just a blue state anyway,
yeah,
so.
kind of stinky. But I mean, like, it's still the fact of like the one line that got me was like, I don't really know which one would be better, and it's like, hey, bud, you been around the past 4 years?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have a very ignorant friend. That is for
Yeah.
certain.
Like, I understand the argument of something of like, I don't have enough knowledge on the subject, so I can't make an accurate decision. But in
Mm.
terms of this, you've been living in it, dog. You have plenty of knowledge.
Yeah, like I to me, like at this point, like I understand like being over, wanting to be done with it, or even just like I don't want to cast a vote because clearly I hate because I dislike both. Well, it's like okay, cast the vote then for the change. Maybe the next won't be that
Exactly. Like, I feel like that's the most fair argument you can make.
bad. Yeah, and like they made one valid point that most people that get mad at you for not voting is because they want you to vote for who they want you to vote for. That's definitely true.
Yeah, I understand that. But if this was like, I don't want to say a fair election, but if there was like two parties that, like, had both good valid points and were both good candidates, I could understand that entirely. But we don't really have that this year.
No,
And it
we
feels
don't.
like we won't have that ever again, apparently.
I mean, truly, it do be like
Yeah,
that.
it's just unlucky, I guess. But we have reached that point, Robert, if you would like to take us to the promised land.
All right, folks, that has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 101. Thank you for tuning in as always. We are on social media. The handle for both of those is the Frying Pan Pod, and we have an email, which is inthepanpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in and listening to us on that as well. Wait. Yeah,
You
sure.
got it.
That works. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a star rating. And for the last time, folks, I've been Rob
Same
D'Onofrio.
here.
And that's been Daniel Sear. Thank you for tuning into the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 101. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. Stay safe. Get registered to vote. And vote.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, take care. Bye, guys. Have a good one.